about using RootsMagic 8 and FamilySearch World Family Tree to kickstart a new genealogist. When you volunteer at a library for a genealogical society, you do not have any control of the genealogical experience of the patrons that ask for help. They can range from only knowing mom and dad and grandma and grandpa as their relatives' names, and May 5th is mom's birthday, to patrons that have been researching for 20 years and have well-documented families. I always felt that I failed to lure in patrons until on a visit to FamilySearch Library in Salt Lake City and observed that the missionaries assigned each patron were on a mission to make certain that each patron left that facility that day with at least one new record on their family they had never seen before. With that as a goal for low-end patrons, I developed a process to kickstart low-end patrons on a path to genealogical research using data mining of the World Family listing on FamilySearch, their associated sources. I always make certain the patron understands that what I do initially is data mining and not genealogical research, but it is a good starting point for newbies on the premise to be proven or disproven. These trees are not researched, data mined, just downloaded what is readily available on the internet. They vary widely in quality and should only be used as an outline to kickstart your research. No sense in reinventing the wheel. Fortunately, the trees on FamilySearch have a lot of sources attached, which is very unusual for internet trees. Make certain that to download the sources with the trees, it takes an extra step. What I do with this database is label it composite, and I have a separate database I label research that I type in my data and sources that I have researched to keep them separate. I use composite as suggestions or skeleton works for places to research. The weakness in this approach is that if a mistake is made by interpreting the sources by the originator of the source, the patron may perpetuate that error because of the bias that someone with genealogical experience made that mistake, and the patron gave them more credibility than their own analysis. I use RootsMagic 8 as the platform and FamilySearch World Family Tree as the source. Now for a case study example to take and show you how this works. We have a man and wife that lived in Oklahoma. Lowell E.T.O.W., born in 1922 and died in 2014. Their anniversary is October 8th. The family believes it occurred in New Mexico. The patron believes that. His wife's name was Wanda, but doesn't have a last name, whose birthday is the 18th of July. Caution, the audio in this video is louder than I intended, and I haven't figured out how to take and stop that yet. Loading the data from the case study into RootsMagic 8 looks like this. What you do is you come over here, the data is loaded, and this is the data we loaded. Okay, there's his birth, 1922, his death, 2014, marriage was October 8th, and he married Wanda. Okay, close that. Come over to this area, download this. This screen pops up. Search for more matches. Search. And there's Wanda. There's his death in the 14. So choose that one. Say match. Okay, and go to share date. Here's his name. Go across there. Would be slow today, wouldn't it? Replace the 1922 with a more accurate date. Replace the death. More accurate date. We've got a variable. Okay. Going to add all of this
to the bottom the same manner. We have the spouse. Bring her across. Choose that. We've got the marriage. And I had marriage, but I didn't still do it. There. And we can pick up his parents. Solve this a little bit. Okay. There's his two parents. And you have all of this. You go ahead and move all these over. And then here's sources up here. Don't forget these. Find a grade. I always put it under the person until I verify. This is going to be the census information. We got find a grade. We got open school records. Another census looks like. And the California World War I draft records. And another census I think I missed. Now we have all the source information on it. And it looks like that. We go to Wanda. Do basically the same thing with her. Oops. Opens up the screen. So there's her full name. So moving stuff from FamilySearch to RootsMagic. Okay. The residence information, let's get her parents. And her mother. Oh, come on. Her mother. And then she has 9 sources up here too. Don't forget the sources. The reason you've got FamilySearch is for sources. I skipped the legacy one because that's an old time record. Get this one and put under person for now. Since Texas. Okay, get this one. You noticed earlier that I skipped over all the school records because once you're in that database and doing the research, you should be able to find the records that you're looking for all the records that you're looking for. You need to be complete in going through those records. So that's that. Let's see here. Okay. So anyway, what I did then, that gives you the grandparents and the parents, for assuming that this is your patron. So now I'm going to switch files and go over to this one. And this is the completed file. I've gone through and you can see I filled it in with all the information that was in FamilySearch. I'm not going to bore you with going through the same steps repeatedly more times than I need to. Okay, now the key thing that you need out of this is you want to publish 2 reports that you give well, first off, let's go to people. You have this, so you got a pedigree chart for your patron. You can go down here to the snippet tool, come up here, do this, and just do this. And you now have a pedigree chart that the person can take to other members of the family and talk to them about the family and see if all this information makes sense to them. Get rid of that. Nope, I don't want to save it because I've already got one. And then you want to go down here to the publish. And you want to do, first off, you want to do is the place list, which is right here. That comes up like this. You say generate report. And here's all the places that are in there. And then you can save it here. I generally save it as a Word document because I like to edit it when I get through. I'll show you this in just a minute. Up here, I'll show it to you now. Right. Okay, this is what it looks like in Word. And when you scroll down through it, you'll see that these places don't have standard place names on them. So that since FamilySearch has been standardizing all their place names, you would think that these are later entries. They might have been entered by somebody that's not as disciplined as you might like in genealogy. So you have a lot of places to take them, look, just in those 6 people, right? And so let's get out of the place list and let's go down and look at the source list. And I choose all sources. You can choose one source if you want, but I choose all sources. Generate the report. Looks like this. And that goes down and save it to Microsoft Word. This is the same way you would have done it on the other. I'm putting everything in the download file for this one. There's the thing. I'll just replace the one that's out there that I've used as prep. Okay. Now, just a minute, that should pop up. Okay, so this is your list of sources, who they're used for. Here's the source, and then here's who they're attached to. So, for instance, this is the United States Census 1900. They got it at FamilySearch, and there's the database for FamilySearch that they go into. And then they accessed it on 6 April 22, which is today. It looks like I accessed it then. That's interesting, date of access. No, here's 4 January 2021. So anyway, so there's all the places that are accessed and stuff. So there's all the sources. By the time a newbie takes and goes through all these sources and verifies them that they're the right person and everything, they'll have a good, solid foundation for taking and doing genealogy. Okay, stop sharing. Yeah.
When I looked at the video for the forms that the customer would walk away or the patron would walk away with, I noticed that they were so small I couldn't read them with my old eyes. So I've recreated the 3 forms here in the largest format that I can take and do on Zoom. And hopefully that'll help you so you can take a pause over them and look at them. Okay, the results you have for this exercise is that now you have identified potential grandparents to be verified by other family members, and they're written out in a pedigree chart so that the patron can take that to family members and ask them. This is great for children. You've got birth, marriage, and death dates for the majority of the people, and so you can, and also the locations for these events, so you can take and write to the proper authorities and get those certificates. Additional possible sources are identified for a good experience. If you go through each one of those databases and search them, you're going to have a really good foundation for searching databases. And then additional possible locations. It's a good experience to take and learn how to research locations, and I'd refer to the FamilySearch wiki for that. The pedigree is there, so you can take that to the family discussions and use it to take and verify all the data that's in there and see if it's close or needs to be modified. Upon reviewing this, I noticed that a follow-on video for creating a source report from this database in RootsMagic 8 or analysis of the sources may be warranted. I will decide on whether I want to take and do that video and spend the time doing it or not based on the responses I get to this one. If you find this information useful, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and leave your questions in the comments, especially questions about future videos that you'd like to see me work on. You have a great day.